Hey guys, it's Julia, aka the Mug Life DIY, and welcome to my channel. And Merry Christmas. Yes, I'm still doing Christmas crafts because I'm behind in life. So I hope you guys get lots of inspiration and you have some fun crafting. Maybe you can do these crafts with your kids or friends or all that jazz. Yeah, hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you on the flip side. All right, so project one is a combination of this thrift store yarn that I bought, I don't even remember how long ago, and some Dollar Tree styrofoam forms. Yeah, they kind of reminded me of Christmas trees, so I picked up 3 of them, and I'm going to be using some tumbling tower blocks also from Dollar Tree and a few wooden dowels I had laying around. And I kind of wanted to do a modern, whimsical, bohemian take on Christmas trees. So I took 3 little Jenga blocks, glued them together. I definitely recommend using wood glue, but I am totally impatient, and so I hot glued. And then I'm taking some of my Waverly antiquing wax, and I'm going to give it a pretty thick coat because I wanted the brown to be very saturated. So I know a lot of people like put the wax on and then wipe it off, but I let it completely soak in to the wood. It gave it a really nice deep tone and I loved it. So I painted that section, and I will be making several more of these in different heights. And the little wooden dowels are also from the Dollar Tree. I picked them back up, I believe in the summertime, something like that. And the shortest one that I am using is actually a foam brushed wooden piece. I always save the wood from the foam brushes because, hey, I'm like, hey, this is wood, like I can use it. So that's why they're 3 different sizes, but I just thought it would be kind of fun to complement each other. So the tall one, I did the same thing, glued the little tumbling towers together. Now I did do 2 sets of the tumbling towers, and I just reversed the pattern just because I wanted to make a couple of them a little bit thicker, and did the same process, glued and then glued the 2 and stacked them together, and then stained them. Now, this was definitely the most fun part of this project. Now, here is that really cute yarn that I got at the thrift store, and I only glued the bottom section, and I did a very low heat on my glue gun, meaning I barely turned it on and started gluing, and then I just wrapped it around. Now, this yarn it had a couple of different colors in it, which I loved. So the bottom section, I did the black and white stripes because I thought it was so fun. And then at the very top, I wanted just a small section to be the black. And I just glued the top section and that bottom section. Everything else, I just did it very tightly. Now, as I said, I wanted them to be kind of varying in height. So I did make that second stack of my little tumbling towers. You know, it's how I craft. I am such a hot mess when I craft. Like, it's just, the struggle is real. Now, this yarn I actually bought like 3 or 4 years ago back in Texas. It is like a pom-pom garland. I have done several Christmas crafts in them, and I just adore it. It's so fluffy and they're just fun. And it reminded me of like a Dr. Seuss Christmas tree. That's the vibe I got. So I just kept wrapping until it was completely full. I did cut off a few little pom-poms and kind of glued them sporadically just so that I filled up every single hole. Now, my third and final little Christmas tree, I am going to be doing the opposite. So I am taking the black yarn and I am wrapping that completely around, very thick and very fluffy because I thought it was fun that way. And then I stopped until I got to the next section of my yarn, which is the striped color. As I said, I'm not quite sure. I feel like maybe this yarn is originally from Joann's or Michael's, but I absolutely adore it. And project number 2, I'm going to call this the trouble project. This is the trouble child of all of my project ideas. Now, I have had this Dollar Tree little frame, like this is a recurring theme. Had it for a long time. I absolutely love buffalo check everything for Christmas. So I knew I wanted to transform this piece into a Christmas decor. I got this little ornament from Hobby Lobby also about 4 years ago. And the thing that was bugging me the most, the holes. So as in a lot of decor pieces, when you're upcycling, you get the holes. A lot of people and a lot of crafters just fill the holes with putty. I didn't want to do that. In this frame piece. Okay. I don't know what kind of evil, but this did not paint. It literally repelled paint. It repelled stain. It repelled me wiping it. Like, I tried everything. I had a wet bleach wipe and still could not get the leftover remnants off. Like, the struggle, frustration level was like at a 3 at this point in this project. As I said, I tried wiping the black off, got most of it off, but I was like, really like this frame. Let me try, I'm going to try my Waverly. Oh, it looked worse. I don't know. Have y'all run into this problem with this Dollar Tree frame of evilness? Yeah. So one part I did not show you was I did use my miter saw and I cut off the little edge part of my little ornament because the hole bugged me. And because I'm going in a completely different direction, I pulled out my Dollar Tree red buffalo check pattern. Actually, is the red and black still called buffalo check? I don't know these technical terms, but I love all things plaid. I wear far too much plaid. Anyways, I am taking that and cutting it down. And then I am going to kind of transform this little box into a Christmas box. Yes, I don't know. It just came to me and I wanted it extremely tight. So I took my little popsicle stick and pulled it really tight across the back side of the picture frame and kind of pulled it, and that's made it really tight. It allows me to still be able to stand up the frame so that it's, not at an angle. That does not make sense. Okay. So I am taking 2 tumbling tower blocks. Also, I feel like I've said this recurring theme from the Dollar Tree, and I am gluing them down to my piece. I did glue a few little sporadic dots as well to the ribbon just so that it would be nice and flat. I am taking that cute little Joy to the World and adding that to the center of our cute little faux present. That's what we're going with. Now, original idea was to add that little greenery garland kind of thing to cover up the hole. That was the original vision. But then I just wasn't liking it, and I thought it was too much, like too busy. I don't know. I don't even know where I originally got this garland piece from. Who knows? Like, it was in my stash. So I'm taking one of my Dollar Tree bows that I had from last year's project. Like I said, recurring theme. And I didn't like it. I thought it was too much going on. I wanted to simplify it. So panic sets in because I had already glued that little box, or not block, wooden block, blah, blah, blah. The jumbo humbo is real tonight. So I took the little tumbling tower block off and it did not mess up my paint, but I still had the hole. And the evil hole is what was bothering me. So I decided to add some little tails to my bow. And it's not like the exact same pattern, but I thought it worked well enough. And I dovetailed the ends and then I kind of shoved it up underneath the bow. And to fix my problem, okay, real craftiness right here, I am tucking one side of my little bow to the back of the Joy to the World. And on the other side, I'm going to glue it right over top that hole. So you do not see it. I don't know why. The hole, that's all I saw. Like, when you're crafting, and maybe it's just because it was a frustrating craft, but all I noticed was that hole. So this was my remedy to fixing it. And the back, you can see, I wasn't happy with how it ended up. So I might go back and try to paint the whole back piece or just kind of finish it up. But it is very tight and very secure. So that was one way to fix it. But those little things. But I really, really, really adore how this piece ended up. And you cannot see the holes. Even after I fixed it, cutting it off, I feel like it balances really well. Let me know which of these two is your favorite project. I don't know if I like the Joy to the World or my cute little trees. Oh, the only thing that is definitely going to bother me the most is I glued the little white tree a little bit crooked. He's leaning. He's got a little bit of lean to him. So I will probably go back and fix my little Dr. Seuss whimsical leaning tree. Or I don't know, maybe I should just leave it. What do you guys think? I had so much fun making these projects. I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday and see you next time.